Hey, welcome back. Good afternoon. It is Friday. That means I'm Gabe DeArmond, and this is our college football expert picks show. Emphasis on the word expert. That's all we do on this show is win you guys money. We highly recommend that all the picks we're going to make over the next 20 or 30 minutes that you guys go out and gamble the mortgage payment away on, and then you'll have two mortgage payments next month. That's how we do it. Speaking of experts, by the way, beating Tennessee is as easy as fixing a furnace, according to the people at Mastertech. I assume that kind of depends on your level of expertise. I could probably do neither one, but they can at least fix your furnace. But they're actually asking something different of you this month because battling breast cancer is a real fight that is important to the people at Mastertech. So this month, all through October, Mastertech Heating and Cooling needs your help. They're going to donate $10 from every HVAC service call and $100 of every heating and cooling system sold this month to the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink campaign. It's a great time to get your furnace repaired or replaced and to help out a great cause at the same time. Just call Mastertech at 573-777-7777 today to get on their schedule. Also, they're giving you guys, listeners and viewers of this show, special offers all season long. When you set up a free visit with one of their advisors for a free quote on a new system, you're going to get a $35 credit for future service work on plumbing, heating, and cooling. So, hey, you get a $35 credit. They're going to donate $10 or $100 if you get a new system to breast cancer research. You're doing good things. We appreciate all of that and certainly appreciate the people at Mastertech for being a part of this and now being a part of this show this week. As we said, only experts on this show. So Pete Scantlebury has agreed to take a break from his analytics of the Braves playoff lineups over the next, 1 day to 3 weeks and join us on the show. What's up, Pete?
Not much, Gabe. How's it going?
Not bad. I see you're already in full Braves playoff preparation mode, preparing to have your heart torn out and stomped on again. So that's good.
Yes, definitely ready for that. After Game 7 of the NLCS last year, it took a while, and now I'm ready to be punished again. So let's get it on.
Perfect. Once every 12 months. Well, I know that we both have talked a lot this week about how much research we put into our picks. So, I think every year that you're away from covering college football, you get more knowledgeable about it. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I think that is how it works. It's like the inverse bell curve. I think when you're in the heart of your actual journalism career, you know little, and then once you're on either side of it, you just know so much more. It's really it's a great paradox. But I feel very confident in the picks I'm about to make for this week. Also, I don't know what the actual show looks like, but I truly hope there is a disclaimer running under on it, as a ticker, please do not bet your mortgage on these picks. This guy has no friggin' clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, there is not. But look, if people are really going to tune into our little internet YouTube show and bet their own money on our picks, that's their fault. I don't even feel bad for them if they lose it, to be quite honest. So, I mean, real quick, most of you guys watching this are going to know, but Pete worked with me for, how long has it been now? It's been 5-6 years at least, right?
Yeah, I left in August of 2016, so okay. five years now, just about. Yeah.
Okay, and now he is in Kansas City doing what?
7-8 years before that.
Okay, now you're in Kansas City doing what?
Oh, sorry, cut out there a little bit. But yeah, I work. I'm in advertising now, so sold my soul to the corporations and. Handling content now for brands.
We don't know anything about selling your soul. We do not do a daily sponsored show on this website at all. We do everything for the good of the people. So, all right, man. The way this works is I just pick 9 random games. The Missouri game's always the last one we pick. We pick against the spread. I do need to let you know that I'm really good at this. I'm 22-14 this year, and our guests actually have a winning record. We've had no one on the show have a losing record yet. So you have high standards to live up to, Pete.
Perfect. Let's get it on.
All right, we're starting with last week's Missouri opponent, Boston College given 16 points at suddenly average Clemson. And I always let the guests go first and pick the game and give the expert analysis. And then I just kind of jump in with some random dumbassery after that.
This seems absurd to me. Like, how is Boston College how is the spread plus 16 for Boston College? I mean, I think the only way Clemson covers 16 is if they win 17-0.
Right.
Like, I don't think they can put up that many points to outscore Boston College by 16. So I'm picking Boston College in this. I feel like that's a no-brainer this week.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I don't think Clemson can score 17 points. Like, we're supposed to think Clemson is really good because their jerseys say Clemson, and I've watched them play this year, and they just are not really good. They are incredibly average football team. So I agree with you there. We're both going BC. The next game, I kind of love this game. I kind of wish I could watch this game. I know that you have somewhat of a rooting interest in this game. Cincinnati giving 2.5 points in South Bend.
Yeah, this is a tough one. My dad went to Notre Dame. I grew up a Notre Dame fan, so not really a fan anymore, but definitely still have a little bit of an interest in them. Just going pure heart on this one. I think Notre Dame is the pick here. I think they are going to put some things together this week. They've had some close wins, but I think they put some things together this week, and will probably be a great game.
Yeah, I am picking this game also completely on just what I want to see and my heart. And what I want to see is Cincinnati go 12-0 and see the mental gymnastics of the playoff committee to once again keep them out of the playoff. And I mean, if Cincinnati wins this game, they actually theoretically should go 12-0. Of course, if they lose this game, the whole playoff thing is all over, and we're going to go back to Ohio State and Oklahoma and Georgia and Alabama in the playoffs. So for that reason, I'm going Cincinnati on this one. Also, we have to have some differences. We can't just agree on all the picks. So I really have no feel for it, but I'm going Cincinnati here. All right, now we get into the SEC. Ole Miss, 14.5 point underdog at Alabama. I've gone back and forth on this one 6 times just this morning.
Yeah, I keep jumping back and forth too. I really do like Matt Corral. I think I remember when I was at the job I was at after I left Power Mizzou, we had our Florida writers were really covering his recruitment when he was at one point committed to Florida. I like Ole Miss. I think they're going to score a lot of points. I just think Alabama is once again on another level this year, and I feel like there's going to be some late turn. I feel like this is a game that's going to be close for a lot of it, and then there's going to be some late turnovers with Matt Corral getting maybe a little bit sloppy with the ball, trying to make too much happen, and Alabama maybe score some points late to actually cover this one.
And they will just give the Heisman Trophy to Bryce Young on the field after that game then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here is my entire strategy in picking games this year. Just whenever there's a game that everybody seems to be on one side of, I pick the other side and not because I have any idea, just because that seems like a good way to do things. Everybody is picking Ole Miss in this game. Everybody seems to think that Ole Miss is going to put up enough points to keep this close, and I wonder if Lane Kiffin is not the one guy that Nick Saban won't let up on, right? I could see what I want in this game is Alabama to be up 45-34, which wouldn't be covering with 2 minutes left, and then Saban to throw a touchdown pass just to be a dick to Lane Kiffin. I don't think he'll probably do it, but that's what I'm picking. I'm picking a backdoor cover by Alabama, 52-35. So I know our next game is in the SEC still. I'm trying to find it, and you're going to have to give me a minute. Here we go. Okay. It's Arkansas at Georgia, another one where clearly one team is a lot better, but Georgia given 18.5 points. And my strategy of guaranteeing that Arkansas would not cover against Texas A&M last week, I didn't see that game. I don't remember how it turned out, so I'm just going to assume that I was right.
I'm really struggling with this one. I think Georgia's really good. I know there's still concern with JT Daniels and how healthy he is and everything like that. But it seems like Arkansas is offense just will do enough to keep this close. I think Arkansas has a good defense. I think for whatever you want to say about him as Missouri's head coach, Barry Odom knows what he's doing on defense. I think with all the questions kind of surrounding Georgia with the quarterback right now, I do think Arkansas does enough to cover this one.
I legitimately don't know if Arkansas can score in this game. Like, Georgia's defense is really – so basically what I'm trying to decide is, can Georgia – like, I'll give Arkansas a touchdown. So to cover that, Georgia's going to have to score 27. I think they might score on defense. I think I've picked against Arkansas every week this year, and so that's going really well for me, obviously. It's not like they're one of the best stories in college football or anything, but I'm going Georgia to do what Texas A&M couldn't, and that is contain Trey Williams, who I think, Pete, was actually like started his career at Missouri before you were a student at Missouri. That's how long Trey Williams been in college. So.
Yeah, I can't believe it. When I think I saw on Twitter you talking about him over last weekend with what he did against A&M, and I thought it was a different Trey Williams. I was like, there's no way that guy is still in college.
He was a 3-star recruit in 2009, I think. So
I remember he committed like over the summer, like at a camp essentially, and like I that just seems like literally I think I was about 17 years old covering them as like an intern for you, it feels like.
Yeah. Well, and everybody gets a free year now. There's no such thing as eligibility anymore. Everybody just stays as long as they want. All right, the SEC actually has a lot of really good games this week, and this is the one I probably am struggling with the most. Florida favored by 8.5 at Kentucky. Florida has only won 33 of the last 34 games against Kentucky. So Kentucky's on a real streak with one of the last two.
I still think, though, I mean, I keep every year, I think like the glass slipper's going to fall off, clock's going to hit midnight, and Kentucky will turn back into a pumpkin or whatever.
Right.
But I guess Stoops knows what he's doing. And even if Kentucky loses this game, I think Kentucky is a good enough team to cover that 8.5. I think it's going to be a close game. And personally, I think Kentucky wins this outright. I just think I'm just tired of rooting again, of picking against them in my mind over the last few years. I think they're a damn good team.
I'm going Florida to win the game, but I think Kentucky keeps it within one score. And I think the prop bet here is Kentucky to win the halftime fight that Dan Mullen incites. I'm going Wildcats, and I'm going home team in that one. So he's that's a good. I had no idea till last year that Dan Mullen was like the least likable coach in college football. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was completely surprising. He's become like this legit villain in the SEC, and I had no idea. He just seems like such like an aw shucks guy. So yeah. It's wild.
I always thought
love the heel turn.
I always thought he was like Randy Quaid, and he I don't know, man. He's worse than Cousin Eddie. Auburn, all right. Auburn given 3.5 at LSU. I think both teams kind of low key suck. I don't think either one of these teams is very good, right?
Yeah, no, I agree, but there's like a couple of like platitudes I live my life by, and one is never bet on a quarterback with fewer than 6 letters in his entire name. Okay. So I think Bo Nix, obviously with 5 letters in his entire name, is not going to get the job done here, and I think LSU wins and covers pretty easily in this one.
All right, I want to know, like, is there another quarterback ever that's had 5 or fewer letters in his whole name? Or is that just, like, this is the first time it's ever happened, so you just made that rule up?
Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, I've been waiting my whole life for this, and now it happens. And you know what? Bo Nix is kind of like Auburn's Matty Mock on the field in terms of how he plays. So I think it fits pretty well. He's either, it's like the George Costanza thing from Seinfeld. He's spotting dimes or he's eating an onion that he thinks is an apple. Like, he's just all over the place. So
I will be waiting for Bo Nix to retreat 17 yards and randomly and completely unnecessarily just spin in the middle of the field before throwing a touchdown pass in this game. But like, he got benched in their last game. I'm not convinced he's actually their quarterback going forward, but I agree with you. I picked LSU. I don't really know why. I think LSU's not really all that good, but I don't know. They're at home. I also I heard that Auburn has not won at LSU in like 30 years. So
Oh. Did not know that.
Yeah, I heard that earlier this week, so that was why I went that way on that one. All right, let's see. Up next, outside the SEC, to the only other conference that really appears to matter in college football anymore, in the Big Ten. I have no understanding of why Michigan is getting 1.5 points at Wisconsin. Like, I'm not sure if Vegas has seen Wisconsin play football this year based on that line.
Yeah, I think this is another easy one. I think even if I think Michigan wins this game, first of all, I do not think Wisconsin's that good. But even if Wisconsin does win this game, I feel like it's going to come down to like a missed field goal and they win by 1 point or something. So I just think it's Michigan all the way here.
So final score, if Wisconsin wins, it will be on a missed field goal and they will beat Michigan 2-0. On a 2-hitter. But no, I agree. Like, I don't know if Michigan's great, but Wisconsin's not good at all. So that's the kind of analysis that you can only get here. That is my in-depth breakdown of that game. Michigan is okay and Wisconsin is awful. On
a related note to that, this is just just an aside. I feel like Graham Mertz needs to talk to Drew Lock, because I feel like his career trajectory is on the same, just forced into action too early, anointed as like the kind of the savior, and obviously it's just gotten beat up there. But I feel like both of those guys being from Kansas City, Mertz needs to try to reach out to Drew Lock about how he rebounded after that 2015 season.
Right. I was going to say Drew Lock rebounded, and I watched Graham Mertz play, and I just think I don't see it. I don't know what I don't see the hype translating onto the field at all. He did go to a place though where if you can throw a forward pass, you are second in program history behind Russell Wilson. So that's something. And he can throw a forward pass. They just tend to go to the wrong team sometimes. Speaking of overrated, my annual most overrated team in America that I picked as my absolute lock last week, Texas A&M, is giving 7 points to Mississippi State in College Station in front of all the Colt members and everything at Kyle Field.
I hate this game. I don't like either of these teams. Like, right. I think like they both can do better. I don't see it. I know that if Texas A&M wins this game, Jimbo Fisher will somehow get another like $75 billion contract right. extension, like doing nothing since winning that one title at Florida State. I'm honestly going with Texas A&M here. Okay. I think that the Leach magic is done in Mississippi State, and I just don't see it happening. But I hate this game. I don't know either way.
Right. I hate both these teams. They're not fun to watch at all. I kind of like we were saying about a couple of these games earlier. I just don't know if Texas A&M can score 7 points. Like, they could win this game 6-4, right? 3 safeties to 2. We could be within a week of seeing Jimbo Fisher drag his Christmas tree to his curb at College Station and apply for 17 other jobs. That's really what I'm rooting for out of this. But, I went with Mississippi State, and I don't have a good reason for it other than I feel like Mike Leach just, like, once a year, he just completely pulls something that nobody sees coming and beats a team that he's not supposed to beat. So I'm going Mississippi State in this one with absolutely no conviction. All right, the last one we always do is the Mizzou game. What I have is Mizzou giving 2.5 to the Fighting Heupels at Faurot Field at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just for sake of transparency, we have not yet had a guest pick against Mizzou on this show. I have picked against Mizzou on this show this year, but the guests have all picked Mizzou. So with that, what do you think?
Geez, that's a lot of pressure now, and it's making me rethink this.
Well, for the record, Mizzou also has not covered the spread this year, so the guests have been wrong in every instance.
I want to say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to pick with my heart here. I think Mizzou covers. I think Mizzou wins and covers. The one nagging feeling I have is just that their defense has shown absolutely nothing this year. And obviously, the one thing Heupel does really well is figure out how to get big plays, big chunk plays. However, I do feel like Missouri's weak point this year has been stopping the run, and that's something that I not looked at Tennessee stats. I don't know how good they are running the ball, but
pretty good.
Knowing Heupel's offense, I feel like if Missouri can just make sure that they can't run the ball, which again, it's not maybe Heupel's strong suit, I think they can win this game and cover.
Yeah, oddly, they actually run the ball 61% of the time this year so far because
they're definitely research.
They struggle with like they don't have a great quarterback, but they can run the ball. And like the big criticism of Josh when he was here was, well, all his points and all his stats come against bad defenses. Well, I got bad news. He gets to play a bad defense this week, man. But here is my out. And, like, if you can't tell, I'm picking Tennessee to cover the spread here. But here's my out. I'm picking Mizzou to win the game. So I've got a real narrow window to actually be right on both cases here. It is a 2.5-point spread, and I am picking Missouri 31-30. Almost anything else does not work, right? Almost anything else, I'm either wrong on the team or wrong on the cover, but I don't know. I just, it's a flip a coin, man, and I can't pick this defense to hold anybody too far down, so I think 31-30 is pretty fair. I don't know what the over-under is, but I feel like it should be higher.
I think it was 65 or something I saw earlier, so
okay.
Are you picking like Tennessee like misses a 2-point conversion to win the game, or are you picking like a Mevis field goal at the end to win it?
I think Mevis from 76 yards to win it at the buzzer. So
he might be my favorite Missouri player in the last like 5 years. I know nothing about his personality, but I love this whole story, and the dude can friggin' kick. He's awesome to see.
He's pretty incredible, and I feel like we've been pushing for like a year. Why can't he play defensive tackle, man? I mean,
I would love to see that.
He has, I think girth would be the right description of him, right? He's got a lot of girth for a kicker.
Yeah, he gives a lot of hope to larger guys everywhere, and it's fantastic to see. Our thick king.
I like it. I think you have to actually be able to kick, though, which I cannot do. So, all right. So, here's what it comes down to for us. We disagree on, I got Cincy, you got Notre Dame. I got Georgia, you got Arkansas. I've got Mississippi State, you've got A&M, and I've got Tennessee, you've got Mizzou. So, I feel like I'm probably going to go 9-0, but that would still have you at 5-4. So, that would be a good, solid week, man.
It would. That's good to know. At least we agree on the majority of them, so I can ride your coattails with your expert picks this year.
Yeah. All right. Braves over under make the NLCS. Like, just do they get there or not?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think if anybody looks at their record and the most wins they can have this year is 89 if they sweep the Mets, which is not a great year for division series for a division champion. However, this is a completely different team since the trade deadline. Now this is Braves talk, but
right.
I've never seen a team hit on every single trade they made at the deadline. I mean, Jorge Soler is like a second half MVP candidate for them.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, he's been he's their leadoff hitter. He's fantastic for them.
Had no idea. Wow.
I think he's hit 12 home runs for them since he's come over, something like that. He's been on fire, but they've hit on every single trade. I think they're in better position. I don't think anybody's getting past the Dodgers or Giants this year, but I think they can beat the Brewers.
I gave you an opening to pick the Braves to win the NLCS on a botched infield fly call over the Cardinals, but you know.
As anybody knows, my biggest fear is the Braves having to play the Cardinals in the postseason. Any postseason, it is literally always the worst week of my life, and so I just hope they don't have. If that is even in question, I hope the Braves get eliminated in the NLDS. So
awesome. All right. Well, Pete, I know you got stuff going on, man. I know you got stuff to do this afternoon, but good catching up. And hey, maybe you get a free month of Power Mizzou if you beat me on the picks. So that'd be cool.
Fingers crossed.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right. See ya.
All right, Pete Scantleberry joining us here live on the show, making his picks, and let's take one more look at them. We agree on BC. We agree on Alabama. We agree on Kentucky, LSU, and Michigan. And then there are the 4 games. I need Cincinnati, Georgia, Mississippi State, and Tennessee. He needs Notre Dame, Arkansas, A&M, and Mizzou. Again, I'm 22-14 this year, so I feel pretty good about things. Also feel pretty good that if you need plumbing, heating, or cooling advice, you check out the fine people, mighty nice people even, at Mastertech Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You can catch them online at mastertechphc.com. And a couple of special offers. First of all, if you are watching this show, now you've got to mention this. You've got to mention Power Mizzou to them when you make the call. But if you set up a free visit with one of their comfort advisors for a quote on a new HVAC system, you can get a $35 credit good for future service work on plumbing, heating, or cooling. You do not have to actually do the work that day. But if you just call them out and ask them to give you a quote, you get a $35 credit on future work. Also, this month, the people at Mastertech are doing a very good thing. Mastertech needs your help in the month of October. They will donate $10 from every HVAC service call and $100 from each heating and cooling system sold to the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink campaign. It's a great time to get your furnace repaired. It is going to get colder here in mid-Missouri soon, and you can do that and help out a great cause at the same time. Again, if you get a new furnace this month from Mastertech, they are going to donate $100 of the purchase price straight to the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink campaign. You can call them at the coolest number on the planet, 573-777-7777. They've got a brand new logo there, the Mastertech Superhero. So appreciate them being a part of this show and helping us out all year long, and really appreciate them doing, offering up different specials for you guys and doing things like helping out cancer research. Obviously, companies like that are people that we want to partner up with. So thanks to Mastertech, thanks to Pete Scantleberry for the first time in 5 years jumping back on and being a part of things. This is really just my excuse to bring on my friends and kind of talk about college football. So that's what we do every Friday. So thanks to Pete for being a part of it. Thanks to you guys for watching. And we are now about 22 and a half hours away from kickoff of Mizzou, Tennessee. That means we are 21 hours from the start of our pregame show. We will start at 9:30 tomorrow morning right here on this same channel. Hit the like button while you're here. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get a push alert tomorrow morning when we go live with the pregame show. Mizzou and Tennessee at 11. We'll have postgame coverage, all that, all day long in Missouri's now traditional 11 a.m. kickoff spot. So thanks for joining us, guys. Catch up on all the shows all week. If you're listening to this on the podcast, leave nice comments, leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts, and we will talk to you tomorrow.